The SJS Direct 2024 catalog is now available for release, and all three titles of the SJS Direct Spring 2024 catalog will be available for pre-order on Amazon.com right now by clicking the link in the description box. And the three titles that are going to comprise the SJS Direct 2024 catalog are John Haynes' Illuminati, Isis Dark Incubus, and Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. And John Haynes' Illuminati will be the first book to kick off the SJS Direct 2024 catalog on March 22nd, and that book will be taking place after the events of John Haynes' Godbreaker, when John Haynes was able to overcome the Asgardian god Thor. And after overcoming the Asgardian god Thor, John Haynes is going to have to deal with the elite of the world known as the Illuminati, as the head of the Illuminati wants to confront him as related to him overcoming all of these adversaries that he has faced. And this will be one of the greatest challenges to the John Haynes character, so you definitely don't want to miss John Haynes' Illuminati, which will be coming out on March 22nd on Kindle and paperback, and the cover will be paying homage to the late Carl Weathers' 1988 movie, Action Jackson. Now, after John Haynes' Illuminati is released on March 22nd, I will be releasing the next Isis series story, Isis Dark Incubus, on April 26th. And Isis Dark Incubus will be the 21st book in the Isis series, and it will be the first in the third story arc of the Isis series. And in this story, the goddess next door is going to become enthralled in an entanglement with an evil incubus in this story, which is a follow-up to the critically acclaimed 2019 story, John Haynes' Dark Succubus. And in this story, I'm going to show the contrast in the way a incubus seduces and corrupts the souls of women than the way that a succubus seduces and tries to corrupt the souls of men. And as the goddess next door is enthralled in this entanglement with this evil incubus, she will not only have to deal with that demon, but she will also have to deal with the demons plaguing her that are preventing her from being able to love another man. Because Isis saw her husband lynched back in the 1880s and is still traumatized by what happened to her husband. And after being traumatized and not really dealing with that trauma, she's still struggling with the effects of white supremacy on her mind, and she's going to have help from John Haynes, and it's related to trying to deal with that whole issue as they both work together to try to take on this evil incubus in this very powerful Isis series story that is going to kick off the entire third story arc of the Isis series. And you'll be able to get your copy of Isis Dark Incubus on April 26th. And this is a big book. This book is about 150 pages. And this is one you definitely don't want to miss as related to the soul story of the goddess next door as she's trying to find a way back to love in her life. Now, after Isis Dark Incubus is released on April 26th, I will be releasing the third book of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog, and that is Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. And Esteem Horror in the Hamptons features Esteem and John Haynes as they try to escape the house of horrors of Dracula's daughter, Lucretia Dracula, in this epilogue to the vampire saga of stories that started back with 2015's Isis Night of the Vampires, and was followed up with 2016's Isis Bride of Dracula, and the third book, which was Isis Escape from Transylvania, which came out in 2018. And Horror in the Hamptons follows up with an epilogue to all of those vampire stories with this homage to 2000s horror movies such as Saw and The Ring, where Esteem and John Haynes have to try to escape Lucretia Dracula's house of horrors in her quest for revenge. And Esteem Horror in the Hamptons will be available on May 24th in paperback and digital format, and you'll be able to pre-order your copy of Esteem Horror in the Hamptons on Amazon.com and other online booksellers. And in addition to all of those new books, I am also going to be offering up a refreshed copy of the first ISIS series book, ISIS Omari's Revenge. And this refreshed edition of Omari's Revenge will be a completely new edition of ISIS Omari's Revenge, which has been re-edited to correct many errors that were in the old edition. And it will also feature 2 brand new pinups by Natasha Freeman and Antonio Baldari, and will also feature a brand new cover with art from Bill Walko and great colors from Nick Capone. So this new edition of ISIS Omari's Revenge will be available right now, and you can get your copy of this new edition of ISIS Omari's Revenge on Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Now, these are the books of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog, and I'm hoping you will go out and pick them up. And as I've been able to get all of these books out and have them ready for pre-order, I'm currently working on the SJS Direct 2025 catalog as we speak, and I've currently completed the complete first draft of the Esteem series book, Esteem Season of the Witch Girl, which will follow up Esteem The Witches of Eastland. And that book is in its draft stage right now and is ready to go. And I'm also working on something for the 10th anniversary of Spinsterella, which is a light novel called Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer. And this book will be set in the year 2000 and will show how Matilda went and started a short career as a goth model in LA during her vacation. And that book will feature a lot of images of Matilda as she is a model, and also will feature a feature article that was supposed to be featured in the Fictional Gothic Beauties magazine. That's all part of the images of the light novel, and that book is one I'm working on for 2025, and I'm still trying to work out ideas for the Isis and John Haynes series books for 2025. But until then, you guys can pick up the 2024 books of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog by putting in your pre-orders on Amazon.com for all 3 of these books by clicking the links in the description box. And you can also pick up many of the older titles as related to the Isis, Esteem, and John Haynes series, and other books like the books in the Spinsterella trilogy, Spellbound, The Legendary Mad Matilda and Spinsterella, or the vampire novel Eternal Night, which ties into the vampire saga of the SJS Direct universe. You can find all of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format, and you can find them at digital format at other online booksellers like Google Play, the iBookstore, and Draft to Digital. And you can also find many SJS Direct titles at major online retailers online, such as Walmart and Target. And you can find all of those great books at all of these retailers. And if you also want to help me be able to continue making great titles on the SJS Direct imprint, you can send a donation to the PayPal, Patreon, or Cash App. And that helps me to be able to pay great artists like Bill Walko and colorists like Ravel, who did all of the great work on the Isis and Esteem books, Dark Incubus and Horror in the Hamptons, and colorists like Nick Capone, who did Omari's Revenge. This helps me to be able to pay those artists and be able to help me be able to get more great titles out to you. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.